Stopped by Goodwill today, which is a charity shop. And, sometimes the misfortune of others turns out to be advantageous to me. In this case, I found this. Now, this is a film camera. It's a 35mm film camera. And I don't use 35mm film cameras anymore, but it is a Canon, and it is of a similar body style to my digital camera, and it is of the same lens style. And more importantly, it's got this rather long Tamron lens, which should fit on mine. Now, the whole thing was $30, and I've already checked. The lens used is $99. So even if I just throw away the body or eBay it or something, if the lens is good, then, well, hooray for me. And if it's not good, I can return it because it's an electronics item. So, I should go get my camera, and we should try this lens out. So actually, I could look through it here. It's quite stiff. Well, let's find out. Okay, well, there's mine. Let's stick the light off of it. And here's the lens. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that lens off, and we're going to take this lens off. And it fits. So there we go. My camera. And unfortunately, right now, the only thing outside my window is my dog having a poo, which does not make for an attractive picture. So I'm going to take a picture of oops. Not even sure what it's doing there. Let's try that again. That's not good. That could be a sign there's something wrong. I took a picture. Alright, let's get the... And I guess what I should do is get my long lens and compare the two. Okay, I've got my existing long lens, and autofocus is turned off. Well, there's not a huge amount of difference between the two. We'll have to see. Take a look at the pictures a little bit. That is the second dead bird carcass on my back porch in a week. That seems highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. Tad on the disappointed side. I decided to come into Oregano's for lunch in the hopes of getting a good mini stuffed pizza. They only make a set number of them. And I thought they told me that they always make like the pepperoni one and then some weird-ass flavor of the day. But apparently they only make the weird-ass flavor of the day. And frankly, chicken Alfredo, pesto, mini stuffed pizza sounds disgusting. So I had a calzone thing, which was good, but way too big. I'm a little disappointed. I had planned this out. I had timing and everything. I suppose I should get out of here because there are no parking spots and I'm taking one up. Well, it's a busy day for Michelle today. She went to North High. Of course, she's only in 8th grade, but she went to North High today to shadow one of the IB program. That's the International Baccalaureate program. Students, just to see what a day was like in high school. And she did that, and she said she enjoyed it, which is good, because that's what the next 4 years has in store. And then we come home, and she has honor roll night at her school, which is not actually held at her school. It's held elsewhere. And we need to get going. So we're on our way there now.
Michelle Glover, Carla Moreno Polanco, Joseph Leach, Connor Stinnett,
So, 2 things of note today. It is April 20th, and it is a significant date, because today is the day that the air conditioning got turned on in the house. Wasn't my doing, which is kind of unusual, but today was the day. Actually, no, that actually probably is rarely my doing on the air conditioning. It's the heater that I'm the one who turns on. It's the air conditioning is the one that my wife turns on. And so she has turned on the air conditioning because it was hot in the house today. And carrying that a step further, if you will recall, last week Michelle was ill. After Michelle was ill, then my wife got ill, and she has been quite sick, much worse than Michelle was, for several days. She hasn't had a voice for 2 days, which, for a Chinese teacher, is not the greatest thing you can get going. But she did make it through the day today, and I think Tuesday they were doing tests, so she didn't have to do anything, and then Wednesday, I think she showed them videos on China, so she got through the day. And then she has Thursday and Friday off for no apparent reason. So, she can recover, and that will be nice. The part that's not so good about that, and the second thing of note today, second thing of note today. There's actually something else of note. As I mentioned earlier, Michelle went to the IB program, and she spent the day there shadowing one of the students, seeing what it was like. The IB program, International Baccalaureate Program, is a program designed to bring high school students in the United States to European college entrant level, is I believe the most succinct way of putting it. If you graduate from an IB program, you're ready for college, which is good because Germany gives out free college, and we're thinking of sending Michelle there, even for foreigners. So, as long as she can compete, and I'm sure that she will, then I have no problem with that whatsoever. If we're not going to take care of our own people in this country because our politicians are stupid morons, don't mince words, Bones. Tell us what you really think. I can't actually do that because I do try to keep this safe for work. Anyway, so she did that today, and then she had a rewards ceremony. She was on the principal's honor roll. So at her school, and I can't even tell you what the thresholds are. It doesn't really matter what the thresholds are. But at her current school, you don't get an A unless you have 94% or higher, which is, of course, not the standard. The standard is 90. And I've always been a little annoyed about that. I mean, yeah, good. Make them work hard for that A. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, that means that her 4.0 and somebody else's 4.0 do not mean the same thing. If you came from another school and you got all 91s, you still would have a 4.0 grade point average. But that's not as good as Michelle's grade point average, even if she only got 94s, which is not true. Typically, she has 98, 104, even in some cases. I think she had 104 in science again this time, because of extra credit, of course. So, that's kind of unfair, but nonetheless, that means she had to work harder for it, and that makes it, an A means something more at that school. So they have the school honor roll, which is, I don't remember what the grade is. I think it's, I don't know. I really don't know. And then basically they have the principal's honor roll, which is virtually means you have to be straight A's. It's very close. And Michelle has been on the principal's honor roll every semester, every year she's been at that school. She only ever got one B, and that was on a quarterly. And to be fair, it was something called Spalding. And Spalding is a phonetic language skill. It's a process. It's a teaching methodology that they use at certain schools, and the school she came from used a different one. And so when she came into this school, she had to pick up 2 years worth of Spalding in a quarter, and she only got a B. So this is not like we didn't have to disown her for that. That one was viable. That one's acceptable. She cleaned that right up and then was off on the straight A's from there on. So it's the only time she's ever gotten a B in her academic career. And it's acceptable. Understandable. Anyway, so, very nice that she got her award, got her trophy, and she deserved it. She's done a great job. And we're always proud of her. Anyway, so we went to the ceremony. We watched her cross the stage. They snapped a couple pictures. We got out of there, and we came back. So that was good. So the other thing I was going to say is my ear hurts. This one. And I'm getting a little, when I swallow, down here. And considering how sick everybody else has been and how hard I've been trying to hand sanitize and clean and wash, that's very discouraging. Because I don't want to be sick. Messes up our podcast recordings, messes up going to work, makes me feel bad because that's what happens when you get sick. And so I'm putting this one out today in the event that I don't feel like recording anything for the next few days. So remember, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.